Hey guys, so here we are. Now, as you guys know, I started working. Let me turn some more light. We are going to need a little bit more light on here. I need to get a light like that one over there, the 3-foot LED fluorescent look, whatever you want to call it. I need to get two. One of them for on the other side here. Well, actually, I have that one up there. I forgot about that one. I don't even know if they work anymore. Let me see. They do come on, however, they're not as bright as that one. And these are two 4-footer double bulbs. One of the bulbs is out on this one, but we'll let it play for a minute. It's actually a different type of bulb as well. Okay, so the first thing I need to do is I need to cut this off and this before I end up jamming my head into it. And I think you're seeing what I'm seeing, or what I'm doing. Maybe not. Hold on a minute. Are you or aren't you? I can't tell here, guys. I guess that was alright like it was. Now I'm not going to get it back the way it was. Alright, leave it like that. Now, let me get the cutter. Let me get the cutter. I wonder if I can just cut it with this. Sure I can, seeing that it's still out. Because I was beat yesterday. I didn't want to do anything as far as put shit away. Clean that up a little bit. What about the sander? But for now, this is where we're going to be. Now this could have been kicked back a little bit, which would have gave me a little bit more fluid, but I'm going to have it to here, so I'm not worried about it. And I'm going to have a direct drip, so I'm not worried about it. And I'll be able to control. So again, I'm not worried about it. And now I'm not going to hit my head on this, so I'm not worried about that. Boy, I'm not worried about anything today, am I? Well, who the heck knows from day to day? I did, however, last night. I'm going to tell you something. I'm glad that I got out of it. Last night I sent in my letter of resignation. I said I am no longer going to be, as of July 1st, I'm stepping down from SOCM and all or anything to do with the communications with the Coast Guard. I'm done. As far as communications go, that means I'm not going to monitor radios, I'm not going to pass traffic, I'm not going to worry about inspections. Nothing. Zilch. I'm done. Because this asshole, Andy, in New Jersey, is just that. He was supposed to be in charge, the way I understand it, come into this position that he's in. I think he thinks it's God. However, if he says something to you over the phone and asks you, oh, by the way, did you read this? And you'll say no. He goes, well, you should read it. Well, it's not mandatory. He says, I'm making it mandatory. Read it. Because he thinks you should read it. If it should be read, put it out there as such. Anyway, I had found through talking with others throughout the states that they are losing their communications members quickly because of this one guy. So it's not just me. Now he has his secretary put out an email. I haven't read it. I do have it there. However, I haven't read it because I don't care. But supposedly, the way it's been explained to me now, if you wanted to become part of the AUXNet system, you know, the communications for emergency communications and stuff like that, you have to be able to work on a certain frequency. You don't have to be an amateur radio operator to do this. Anybody that's within the system can do it. And at that point, you know, you can join the auxiliary, become a member, and start doing it. You know, it was that easy because they're looking to build people to pass traffic. Well, Andy seems to be passing a lot of gas, but you would go to an inspector, and he would look at your radio. He would fill out the form, send it in to Andy's secretary. She, in fact, at that point in turn, reads it to make sure that there's no corrections that has to be made, which she doesn't even understand it now. However, and then pass it on to Andy to be put into the data so that it shows up, so that when you're on there, they know who they can call, who's in, who's out, whatever, and it gives them an idea how many people they have if they need people for an emergency. Well, he made this thing so hard. First, he changed the forms 4 or 5 times within the last year and a half. He keeps adding to it, but not adding paper. He's keeping it on one sheet, but he's making everything smaller. Well, there's boxes that you have to check that you're lucky you even see the box. It fits in and looks like part of whatever it is you're trying to read, which is also small. I really can't show you the form, but we're talking like maybe number 6, you know, font. I mean, we're talking small. We're talking on the back of a prescription bottle stuff, you know. Well, if you're getting people that are semi-retired or retired, you know, what's one of the first things that go? Your eyesight starts to give out on you a little bit, you know, and you can't see half this stuff. That's why Valerie's supposed to check and before she sends it on. Well, the forms are not only smaller, you know, in physical, the paper size, but with more on it. It's getting more difficult because of the meanings that he's making everything with the so-called directions that come with it. So you need a sheet of directions to fill out a common piece of paper, a common form, you know, and basically that's it. Anybody that's involved with radio would be able to fill this form out and don't need all that. And you don't need a how-to sheet. But he changes things. He gives things names that we don't use. And if we were to use that, we would think of something totally different. You follow me? So anyhow, he sends this other mandatory email out. There's another change made. Well, I haven't read it, like I said, but what I've been hearing from a couple of people is now if you want to have a radio inspected, you have to get a hold of Durox. You have to make an appointment to get your radio inspected. You have to get the form from them. What is all this extra work you're making, first of all? You know, and now, if something has to be done, it already takes months, and in our case, 2 years, to get a couple of forms renewed. You're just adding the time. So meanwhile, everybody's leaving. So the body that he wanted to build is now depleting. And I'm talking close to 90% of depletion. There's hardly nobody. We've got a place on the HF side in another state, which I'm not going to say, that had 7 plus 5. So he had, 12. He's down to 3. Because he can't get the radios inspected because of the bullshit that this guy's going through on this paperwork. And so it's not just me. And everybody's getting disgusted, so they say, you know what, never mind, I don't need it. We're donating our time, we're trying to help you, and you're breaking our balls? Excuse my language. So anyway, I sent in a letter of resignation.